Best front yard landscaping ideas to boost curb appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to take a journey with me through the world of architectural beauty, outdoor creativity, and the art of crafting a home that makes an unforgettable first impression. Our topic is front yard landscaping, a field that combines architecture, horticulture, design psychology, and cultural aesthetics into one living, breathing showcase. When you think of a home, the very first image that appears in your mind is rarely the kitchen, the living room, or even the bedroom. The first vision is the front yard, the entrance, that inviting canvas that frames the architecture of the house and sets the stage for everything else that follows. And in today's world, where curb appeal translates directly into value, pride, and identity, the design of the front yard is no longer a secondary thought. It is the headline. Architecture is about much more than walls and roofs. It is about harmony between built form and natural environment. The front yard, therefore, is not just a patch of grass or a pathway leading to the door. It is the prologue to the story of the house. In modern architectural philosophy, the front yard acts as a mediator between the private world inside and the public world outside. It is the handshake between homeowner and neighborhood, the smile of welcome before the door even opens. When designed with intention, it speaks volumes about the character of the home, the style of its residents, and the values embedded in its architecture. Human beings are deeply responsive to visual cues. A well-composed front yard can reduce stress, inspire creativity, and even foster social interaction. Studies in environmental psychology show that natural greenery, organized symmetry, and water features all create a calming effect, while vibrant colors and dynamic lines inject energy and optimism. Imagine arriving home after a long day. The soft lighting along the pathway greets you. A well-pruned tree shades the entryway. A low wall of lavender gently perfumes the air. Before you even step inside, you feel a sense of relief, of belonging, of grounding. That is the power of front yard landscaping. It transforms not only the space, but also the mood of those who experience it. Curb appeal has become a defining trend of modern living. In real estate markets, first impressions are crucial. A property with strong curb appeal is statistically proven to attract more buyers, command higher prices, and sell faster. Beyond commerce, however, curb appeal has become a personal statement. It's an outward reflection of inward values: care, pride, elegance, or creativity. Social media has amplified this trend. Platforms like Instagram and Pinterest have turned home exteriors into visual stories that spread inspiration across continents. A beautifully landscaped yard in California might inspire a design trend in Japan. A minimal, stone-heavy approach in Scandinavia might find itself reimagined in urban America. The world of front yard landscaping has become globalized, and the language is one of shared beauty and aspiration. Several major trends are now shaping the way we design outdoor spaces. Sustainability leads the way, with water conservation, native planting, and drought-tolerant landscapes becoming mainstream. Homeowners are increasingly aware of climate change, and front yards are becoming eco-statements, living proof that design can coexist with environmental responsibility. Minimalism with meaning is another dominant trend, focusing on clean lines, open spaces, and structured plantings instead of cluttered gardens. A single sculptural tree, a carefully placed boulder, or a linear pathway can serve as powerful gestures. Front yards are also evolving into extensions of indoor living, with materials, tones, and finishes designed to mirror architectural choices inside the home. Technology integration is another powerful force. Programmable lighting, smart irrigation, and discrete audio systems are all quietly enhancing outdoor environments. Seasonal storytelling rounds out these movements, as homeowners choose plants and features that evolve throughout the year, creating a dynamic display of color, texture, and mood. Yet, despite changing trends, timeless design principles still govern great landscaping. Balance creates harmony, whether symmetrical or asymmetrical. Unity ties the yard to the architectural style of the home. Focal points anchor the composition, guiding the eye to a fountain, a sculpture, or a beautifully framed doorway. Flow ensures natural movement through the space, making pathways intuitive and welcoming. Proportion maintains visual coherence, ensuring plantings and features are scaled appropriately to both the house and the human body. Cultural and regional influences also shape design. In Japan, Zen gardens emphasize stone, sand, and minimal planting. In Mediterranean regions, olive trees, terracotta pots, and climbing vines dominate. In desert landscapes, succulents and sculptural cacti take center stage, while in lush climates, layers of moss, ferns, and perennials thrive. Today, global cross-pollination means a homeowner in Europe might adopt California succulents, or a family in the United States might borrow Mediterranean design cues. Still, the most successful designs always honor local climate, soil, and tradition. As we look forward, front yard landscaping continues to evolve into a sophisticated blend of art, science, and lifestyle. Homeowners demand beauty, sustainability, and innovation. Architects demand harmony and proportion. Society demands responsibility toward the environment while encouraging individual expression. At this intersection of values and vision, the future of landscaping promises to be more thoughtful, more creative, and more deeply connected to both people and planet. Now that we have explored the foundations of front yard landscaping, let us move into the practical world of design strategies. This is where ideas transform into form and where creativity becomes structure. It is one thing to admire the beauty of a well-designed yard. It is another to understand how each element works together to create that beauty. The journey begins with layout planning. A successful front yard starts on paper or in digital design software, where proportions and movement can be imagined before a single stone is laid. Designers map out entry pathways, driveway alignment, planting zones, and focal points. The most essential decision is how the visitor will experience the space. Is the pathway straight, offering directness and grandeur, or is it curved, offering mystery and gradual reveal? Is the entryway framed symmetrically, suggesting formality, or asymmetrically, suggesting creativity and modernity? These questions guide the very bones of the design. Next comes the art of plant selection. Plants are the living palette of landscaping, offering texture, color, height, and seasonal variety. The front yard is often a homeowner's first canvas for plant expression, and the choices made here echo throughout the entire property. Low-growing ground covers or ornamental grasses can soften the edges of pathways. Shrubs provide structure and boundaries. Tall trees become guardians, shading the entryway or standing proudly as sculptural features. Flowering plants inject bursts of seasonal color, while evergreens ensure year-round stability. But plant selection is not only about beauty, it is also about function. In hot climates, shade trees lower temperatures and reduce energy bills. In colder climates, windbreaks protect the home from harsh winter winds. Native plants reduce water needs, resist local pests, and foster biodiversity. In modern landscaping, the most celebrated gardens are those that are both stunning and sustainable. Hardscaping is the next dimension, the use of non-living materials such as stone, brick, concrete, metal, and wood to shape the yard. Pathways, retaining walls, driveways, steps, and borders all fall into this category. Hardscaping brings order and durability to the landscape. A gravel path, crunching beneath the feet, offers a rustic, countryside charm. A sleek concrete walkway delivers modern sophistication. Natural stone steps that appear to rise organically from the earth create a timeless and inviting appeal. The key is balance. Hardscape defines structure, but it must not overwhelm the softness of plants. Lighting has become a transformative element in front yard design. Where once it was purely functional, it is now highly artistic. Pathway lights guide visitors safely, but they also create rhythm and atmosphere. Lighting under trees emphasizes their dramatic form. Soft washes of light across walls or hedges highlight textures and provide elegance. And in today's world, lighting design is increasingly powered by solar energy, offering both efficiency and environmental responsibility. At night, a well-lit yard becomes a theatrical stage where house and garden collaborate in a dance of light and shadow. Another vital layer is the incorporation of water features. Fountains, reflecting pools, or even small bird baths add movement, sound, and life to a yard. Water cools the environment, provides habitat for wildlife, and appeals deeply to human senses. The sound of trickling water calms the mind, while the sparkle of reflected sunlight enlivens the space. In modern minimalism, even a single linear water channel or a simple bowl fountain can become a striking focal point. As design deepens, we begin to consider materials and finishes that tie the yard to the home itself. A house with wooden cladding may find harmony in timber borders or decks. A modern, steel-framed home can echo its identity through metal accents in fencing or lighting. Stone used on the facade may reappear in pathways, unifying architecture and landscape. Consistency creates flow, and flow creates elegance. Color theory also plays a powerful role in front yard landscaping. The home itself sets the dominant tone, while the yard either complements or contrasts. A white home may glow against bold floral colors. A dark modern home may find balance in green textures and silvery grasses. Accent colors from the front door or shutters can be repeated in flower beds or planters, creating continuity that feels intentional rather than accidental. Beyond aesthetics, the functionality of space is increasingly important. Many homeowners are reimagining their front yards as not just decorative, but also usable. Seating areas by the entryway, shaded benches under trees, or small courtyards enclosed by hedges invite people to linger. Children's play areas, edible gardens with herbs and vegetables, or spaces designed for pollinators expand the purpose of the front yard beyond mere decoration. This functional dimension turns the front yard into a living part of daily life, rather than a space viewed only from the street. The role of focal points deserves deeper attention. Without a focal point, the eye wanders aimlessly. With one, the space gains intention. The front door is naturally a primary focal point, and landscaping can enhance it with framing elements. Tall plants, an arched trellis, or steps that ascend like a grand invitation. But other focal points can be introduced. A sculptural tree, a water feature, a piece of outdoor art. The secret lies in balance. Too many focal points create confusion, while one or two strong anchors create clarity and strength. Movement and rhythm guide how a visitor experiences the yard. Curves, straight lines, or zigzag patterns shape emotion. A straight path lined with symmetrical plantings feels formal and commanding. A winding path through varied textures feels relaxed and exploratory. Rhythm is achieved by repeating elements, perhaps a row of lanterns or alternating shrubs, that create a sense of pattern and progression. This is landscape choreography, where the designer orchestrates the steps and pauses of the visitor. As we build these elements together, we also acknowledge the importance of maintenance. A beautiful design that cannot be maintained loses its value quickly. Plants that require constant trimming or watering may not suit a busy household. Materials that stain easily or weather poorly can diminish the effect of an otherwise perfect design. Smart landscaping balances ambition with practicality, ensuring that the beauty of the yard endures not just on the first day, but for years to come. Finally, we must touch upon the emotional resonance of front yard landscaping. It is not only about impressing neighbors or raising property value, it is about creating a threshold of belonging. A yard designed with care greets the homeowner every day with warmth. It tells visitors they are welcome. It stands as a reflection of lifestyle, values, and aspirations. The details, whether it's the scent of jasmine by the doorway, the crunch of gravel underfoot, or the glow of lanterns on a summer evening, are what transform an ordinary home into a sanctuary. Step by step, detail by detail, the transformation of a front yard becomes a work of art. And yet, unlike art in a museum, this canvas is alive. It grows, changes, and evolves with time. Every season brings a new layer of personality. Every year deepens the sense of place. In this way, front yard landscaping is not only design, it is storytelling, a narrative written in stone, leaf, water, and light. As we look to the future of front yard landscaping, the conversation expands beyond aesthetics and functionality. It moves into lifestyle, technology, cultural identity, and even global responsibility. The front yard of tomorrow is not just a private outdoor space. It is a statement about how we live, how we connect with the environment, and how we envision community. One of the most significant movements shaping the future is climate-conscious design. Landscapers and homeowners are adopting strategies that prioritize resilience in the face of changing weather. Green infrastructure such as rain gardens, permeable paving, and bioswales ensures that stormwater is absorbed naturally rather than burdening city systems. Drought-resistant planting palettes are evolving, not only featuring succulents but also ornamental grasses, flowering perennials, and hybrid species developed for extreme conditions. The idea is clear: a front yard should not fight against climate, but rather adapt gracefully to it. Edible landscaping is another trend gaining momentum. Homeowners are no longer satisfied with beauty alone. They want productivity. Imagine walking through a front yard where fruit trees provide shade, berry bushes line the pathways, and herbs grow in artfully arranged beds near the doorstep. This merging of ornamental and edible planting is part of a larger cultural shift towards sustainability and self-sufficiency. It redefines the role of the yard as a living pantry that nourishes both the eye and the body. Technology will also continue to transform the way we design and experience outdoor spaces. Already, we see smart irrigation systems that monitor soil moisture, weather forecasts, and plant needs in real time. In the future, AI-driven garden assistants may suggest seasonal changes, order replacement plants, or even control pollinator habitats through subtle lighting cues. Augmented reality design apps are emerging, allowing homeowners to visualize future yards before construction begins. With a smartphone or headset, one can walk through a digital version of their dream landscape, experimenting with materials, plants, and lighting before a single shovel touches the ground. Lighting will evolve further as well. Beyond simple illumination, we are moving toward dynamic lighting environments. Systems that adjust color, temperature, and intensity according to mood, season, or event will become standard. For a quiet evening, the lights may glow warm and low. For a festive gathering, they might shift to brighter tones or even colorful sequences. Integration with renewable energy ensures that these effects are not only beautiful, but sustainable. Another profound direction is the increasing importance of cultural storytelling in design. As societies become more diverse, homeowners seek to express heritage through their landscapes. A family with Mediterranean roots may incorporate olive trees, mosaic tiles, or wrought iron details. A household with Japanese ancestry may craft a Zen-inspired entryway with gravel, stepping stones, and bamboo. These cultural imprints not only honor tradition, but also add layers of authenticity and meaning to modern yards. Community connection is an often overlooked but growing dimension. Front yards are the interface between private life and the neighborhood. More homeowners are designing spaces that invite interaction: benches facing the street, low fences that allow conversation, small lending libraries, or art displays incorporated into garden walls. These gestures transform the front yard into a bridge, nurturing a sense of belonging and social engagement at the very edge of the home. Future trends also point toward multisensory design. Traditionally, landscaping has been dominated by sight, but the future will embrace sound, touch, and scent. Designers are curating plantings for fragrance, from lavender and jasmine to rosemary and mint, so that a walk through the yard becomes an aromatic journey. Textured materials underfoot or along walls engage touch, while water features and wind-activated chimes provide gentle auditory layers. Together, these elements create immersive experiences that resonate deeply with visitors. As our cities grow denser, the role of small space innovation becomes critical. Not every homeowner has the luxury of a large front yard. Vertical gardens, green walls, container plantings, and layered terraces are emerging as solutions for compact lots. These strategies allow even the smallest entrance to bloom with life, transforming urban streetscapes into vibrant corridors of green. We must also speak about the role of biodiversity and ecology. Modern front yards are increasingly designed as ecosystems. Pollinator-friendly plants attract bees and butterflies. Native shrubs provide shelter for birds, Water features double as habitats for amphibians. Instead of sterile lawns, we are witnessing the rise of living landscapes that contribute to the ecological health of their communities. A front yard, once seen purely as decoration, now becomes a participant in the larger environmental network. Looking further ahead, we may even see modular landscapes, yards designed with movable elements that can be rearranged as lifestyles change. Lightweight planters on wheels, modular paving systems, and adjustable lighting could allow homeowners to redesign their outdoor spaces without major construction. This flexibility reflects the fluidity of modern life, where adaptability is as important as permanence. The most exciting future, however, lies in the emotional evolution of front yard landscaping. These spaces will increasingly serve as sanctuaries, places of mindfulness in a world of speed and distraction. Meditation gardens, quiet alcoves with sculptural seating, and subtle soundscapes will provide homeowners with daily opportunities to pause and reconnect with nature. The front yard of tomorrow is not only about greeting guests, it is about healing the spirit. Ultimately, the trajectory of front yard landscaping points toward integration. Integration of design and ecology, of technology and tradition, of personal identity and community spirit. The spaces we create outside our homes are mirrors of who we are and what we value. They speak of responsibility to the earth, of pride in cultural roots, of love for beauty, and of hope for the future. The front yard will never again be dismissed as a mere strip of lawn or a simple pathway. It has become a stage where art, science, culture, and technology perform together. It is a living expression of the home and the people within it. As trends evolve, as climates shift, and as societies grow more interconnected, one truth remains. The front yard will always be the first story our homes tell, and it is up to us to ensure that story is both beautiful and meaningful.